What time is it?
It's big slappy time.
Sonny came home with a list of names and the days go by. I don't know why, and this is all I know. And I know some stuff, but not much more than this. Sonny came home. Welcome to the 90s.
Why have you had that stuck in your head?
It's hard to say because do you ever just get something where you didn't hear it or...
You know what song I've had in my head every day?
It's deep in there. What is it?
For decades, along those lines. Telling all my secrets on the secret pod, dish pod.
Shh, secret.
It's a secret. And I said, what about breakfast at Tiffany's? She said, I think I remember the film. And as I recall, I said, we both kind of liked it. And I said, well, that's one thing we got.
Now, was that song just about a couple that just really liked the movie Breakfast at Tiffany's and that was all they had in common?
I don't even know if they really liked it because it says, I said, what about Breakfast at Tiffany's? And she said, I think I remember the film.
So it's just like...
I mean, I don't know what that interpretation is.
All that couple had going for them was like, remember that movie? That one movie?
I also don't know if it was
so.
a couple.
Oh,
it's one of those 90s, like they're like, I walked into a bar and you looked at me and I said this and I said that and then you left.
Well,
it's like original mumblecore kind of, but like with a melody.
Perfect seg into my, this might then be wrong, what I was about to say, because I bet more songs do it than I wanted another subgenre. You know, I pushed for
You love a sub.
The stuttercore, not mumblecore, but stuttercore. Songs that are like bad. Or talking about my
remember.
Yeah. So all the songs that do that, there's another subgenre of song that is the literal, here's what's happening. Like, and I always thought the king of those was, speaking of bad, he actually did in both of these genres, is George Thorogood. Like George Thorogood has that like 9-minute song that's the one bourbon, one shot, one beer. He's like, I walked into the bar. I got down there and I said to the bartender, I looked at the clock on the wall, said 3:00.
Well,
like it's literally just like you're writing a song.
The other day they were playing Tobbs Diner on the radio and you were like, and I said, you don't like that song because you wanted to switch it. And you said, if you can even call it a song. And I'm like, I mean, once we go down that road, a lot of stuff's not a song. But that's like, I poured the milk and I looked through the window and somebody was there. And
listen, there's something that feels poetic about.
Well, I think it makes you look at the mundane. When it's done well,
yes,
it makes you find the beauty or interest in the small things. And when it's done poorly, it's like, didn't have any ideas when you were writing a song.
Yeah, when it's done poorly, it's like Steve Carell in Anchorman when he's like, I love lamp. Like, it's like you're literally just looking around the room.
I'm holding a pen and I'm writing a song, but the words aren't coming.
Here's a piece of paper going into the trash.
I open up the fridge. La-di-di-da. I feel
oops, I farted. You know, whatever's going on at the time.
Yeah, deep. I think country music does that a lot, where it's very literal.
Very literal.
And that gets shit on because it's bad. But some people really like it. But it'll be like I got in my truck and my girl got into and I drove down the road. And
yes.
It's just like the whole routine kind of.
Yeah, when it becomes too literal and also at the end, you'd be like, if someone was telling me that story, at some point you'd fall asleep. Yeah, you'd be like, okay, so what happened? You went to the end of the bar and got a shot.
You got your thermos out and you saw a cow out the window?
Yeah, something else got to go on.
That reminds me of one thing I wanted to say because I messed this song up last time.
Oh.
So could I do a little song?
Go.
I know it's been a lot of songs already. If you don't like songs, turn off the pod.
If you don't like songs, go.
We don't need you.
Go away.
Turn off the pod and put away your phone and put your headphones into the drawer.
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to do sucking on my titties like you wanted me, calling me all the time, and come and check out my Chrissy behind. It's fine. I love the time.
Like sex on the beaches.
The teachers of peaches. What
Yeah.
Because last time I had opened with that song, you cut it so that it sounded like we opened with your prayer, which I think was an interesting editorial choice.
Sure. No,
Then when I revisited, I kind of mush-mouthed it, and I wanted people to know that that song is close to my heart, and I know the words.
Yes, that's a great song. Opposite of what we were talking about before, like something's happening there.
Yeah.
Like you
Sucking on my
are
titties.
sucking on titties. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess you could make that boring. It'd be hard.
Yeah, I couldn't. I just tried and I couldn't.
You're like, I finish up my coffee and I suck on a titty.
I get a little creamer in my coffee from the titty.
See, that's already interesting.
That's already too interesting. Yeah, if you're using breast milk as an adult to drink coffee.
Is adults drinking breast milk a form of cannibalism?
Ooh, light.
Go off,
light.
King.
Light. I feel like pretty light. Have you ever had breast milk as an adult?
Oh, yeah. I worked in restaurants. All people did was like make you try their breast milk.
All right.
This is my crash course in astrology, and drinking breast milk as an adult was all being a server.
You did learn a lot.
Not a lot, but people would be like, "Oh, I'm pumping. You want to try this?" And we'd be like, "Fine, whatever." And this is before it was like a super drug for immunity. It was just being weird.
Yeah, it was just people being like, "Ooh, here's a little fun little."
I'm like, well, if I'm doing like some powder that we don't really know. This is pre-drug testing. Sure, I'll drink your breast milk.
Give me a little suckle.
I didn't suck it out of a tit.
No, that's a different thing.
Did you?
That's a genre. No, I just tried it from
say.
I tried a little bit of yours, but I tried previously someone
You never
else.
told me that.
No?
That's really gross. You took nourishment from our child?
I did. Right out. I slapped the out of her hand, the teat, and I snuck in.
No, it was definitely not
from
the
teat.
teat. No way.
You were in a
Don't
haze,
pull me
in a
down
breastfeeding
into your
haze.
No. That actually is like a fun horror movie.
If you looked down
and it's like your partner instead of your kid, and
that's
you didn't know.
Special.
No, that would cause suckle. Not okay.
Not okay. I agree.
Well, I would hope so.
Sure, it's a strong stance today.
Thank you for taking it.
So I thought I was having a stroke.
Why do you have that song? Can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
I think that like Breakfast at Tiffany's and whatever that hell song you were singing, Days Go by Sonny Kimmel, I think there's something about that time period and the plasticity of our brain that it just like worms its way in.
I think so. I think that one was in pretty heavy rotation in the
Yeah, but it's not even like the Dawson's
90s.
Creek song.
No, it didn't.
It's in the same genre.
It didn't survive really in anything other than just that song.
Just
I don't know.
inside you. You've kept that song alive.
I have. I also love that I don't really know the words, but yet it's deep in, like when something's embedded and you're not.
We'll just be walking and you'll randomly be like, Sonny came home.
Yes.
I have that with Breakfast at Tiffany's.
There's also a doll in our house named Sonny. And then I either go, Sonny, man, all my life was filled with rain.
Suckling on.
Which is a much better song.
I mean, yeah. Wasn't like his family murdered and he came home and wrote that?
I believe his brother, maybe his brother was murdered.
Sonny.
And he wrote that.
I mean, wow.
Yeah,
That's
it's a powerful.
Art.
It is art.
I feel like Breakfast at Tiffany's, it was about like some tragedy.
It might have been, about the tragedy of those two not quite connecting over
that
a
was
movie.
Actually written right after Columbine.
It was, yeah.
And I said, what about
black trench coats? He said, I think I remember the gunshots.
No,
all right.
no.
Enough.
You thought you had a stroke, you were saying?
I thought I had a stroke because you see this pen mark on my shorts?
Kinda.
There's a little black pen, an ink.
Yeah. That's all over our bed, too.
Yeah. Somebody's getting loose with the pens.
I feel like Child is just
loose.
Wandering around.
And I thought this was a hair because I had a hair on my shirt. A long chest hair, kind of just, they fall out. They fell on my shirt. So it looked the same. I peeled that one off and I looked down and I said, oh, did I just drop that? And I kept going like this.
And you couldn't.
It's more of a dementia thing than a stroke. When you do those things where you're just like going through a physical motion again and again and nothing's happening.
It feels like that would be like a surrealist short film too, where like something is three-dimensional and then you go to grab it and it's painted on the wall.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It reminds me of, I've been rewatching a bunch of Twilight Zones.
Oh, really? When?
Yeah.
Never noticed you doing that.
Random times here and there.
I come home and you're asleep.
Uh-huh.
I get up and you're awake. I see you in and out all the days. And then
all the days.
And then you'll be like, oh, I listened to 40 podcasts and watched 9 movies and revisited like an old classic TV show. And I'm just wondering when the hell this is happening.
In my dreams, dear. No, I mean,
I walk by the bathroom when you're showering and Tucker Carlson is screaming.
So I always have a pod in the shower, yes.
A pod.
A pod. Yeah, not always Tucker, but sometimes Tucker. All across the spectrum.
There's
all
Tim
across the rainbow.
Dillon.
There's Tim Dillon. There's the Daily. There's Barbaro with the Daily. There's Pod Save. There's Brianna Joy Gray, Bad Faith. There's
Bree Joy. Yeah.
Bree Joy. Stavy Baby.
Stavy Baby. Put a buns under the tree.
There's PTI. Because a lot of the
What's
TV
PTI?
show, pardon the interruption, it's the most ancient duo doing sports talk. It's just like a daily sports show.
Wow.
Anyhow.
I had something to say about, you said Pod Saves.
Oh, yes.
We mentioned this last time, but you sent me a clip. I feel like they've been fully radicalized, but I don't think that's radicalized anymore.
It's
like
not.
We said that's just like common sense.
It's common sense.
But the one good point of that, I'm not jerking them off for that. Like, fuck them forever. It took 10 years to be like, maybe APAC's bad.
Right.
But what I will say is once they're saying it, then there is no excuse for anyone else on God's green earth to make any case for being anti-APAC or anti-Bibi Netanyahu's genocidal government being anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
Like, period. These are the most basic of
bitches.
the bitches. You get an encyclopedia out. Do you remember these? They were big books.
I might have listened to a pod in the shower about it.
Sonny came home. You flip to Basic Bitch, and it's whatever that podcast
It's John and John.
Pod
Favreau and whatever the other one. It's funny because John Favreau is also, I always think of John Favreau.
Of John Favreau
fame.
Who's also had a weird trajectory.
Sure. Yes.
He's directing films.
From Swingers to fucking Marvel.
Oh, The Life of a White Man.
Oh, dear.
Put me in, coach.
I'm ready to direct Vince Vaughn. And now CGI. Something else. Yeah, no, I mean the movement. The
I just wanted to say
shaking.
that about Pod Saves.
The other Fav, the John.
Pod Save the Queen.
Yes, Favreau Save the Queen. What I like about the other John, I don't know I forget his name.
Which John?
There's 2 Johns.
The other John Favreau?
No, the other John from Pod Save has 2 Johns, not 2 John Favreaus.
But how many people is it total?
That are named John Favreau?
No, how many?
3. There's 2 mains and then another guy who's on a lot.
Oh, wow. I thought it was like 10 just rotating white guys in like decent shape saying stuff about
the 2
about like incremental means tested voting
nonsense. It's
they're like, here's why we have to vote for somebody who's pro-life.
Right. Well, the two. It's John
Here's
Lovett.
Why we're Tim Casey.
So it's John Favreau and John Lovett, not Lovitz. Lovett. But of the fact that they're both very close. But they were the Dan Pfeiffer, Tommy. I guess there are like rotating casts, but the 2 main ones were the Obama speechwriters who.
So Lovitz and Favreau. That's ridiculous.
That's a pod that everyone needs.
Didn't John Lovitz turn out to be not great? The actor.
Yeah, I think so. Probably.
He's like taking a turn.
I think he's taking a turn. Remember, he had a really ridiculous take. I'm trying to remember what
I remember that because this makes no sense except for in my brain as like a child when those actors were in stuff.
Yes.
Is that I sometimes mix him up with Nathan Lane.
Yes.
And I get why that makes no sense. Those are completely different people. It's like the critic and like the birdcage. Like,
it actually
I get
does,
it.
Yeah.
But in my like child brain, it still makes sense. And then I'm always like, no, Nathan Lane is not a bad guy. But I think John Lovitz
is, I can't find it in a quick Google, which is so funny because I remember when it happened, he was dragged so thoroughly. This just tells you about the cycle.
What happened?
When John Lovitz had a bad take. I forget what it was, but it was going around.
Yeah.
Like X was crushing him. Like you could find nothing in the news, but like Lovitz said something shitty.
Weird.
But now I can't even find it. So,
and I'm sure in the bucket of horrors, it's not much, but that stuff sticks with you.
Also, is there anyone, speaking of John's, we'll go back to Pod Save just in 1 minute because I agree with.
I don't want to, but we can.
Oh, just what you were saying about the tides.
I hate what I was saying.
I love what you say most of the time.
Then by God, we take it back. Kevin Costner.
Remember that movie?
Robin Hood, Prince of
I
Thieves.
think I remember the film. Yes, I recall.
Think
He had a weird accent.
remember the film. I
Robin Hood,
watched
Prince of
it
Thieves.
10 million times.
What the fuck? Oh, what's his name? John, who I adore as an actor.
Any particular John?
Yes. Well, Harry and the Hendersons, but many.
Lithgow.
Lithgow, Jesus.
Well,
I'm
back
pawing at my
back to Twilight Zone.
Back to Twilight Zone. Yes, the movie. They remade that segment.
Don't spoil.
No, no spoilers.
Spoilers. He was on the movie. He was on the wing in the movie.
He was in the plane.
Was in the show.
The original show was William Shatner did that role. The Terror at 20,000 feet.
He Shatnered all over the
something
place.
on the wing of this plane, and Lithgow did it better. Because Shatner's a
Interesting.
terrible actor, but yet people are like, let's revisit Shatner. He's actually not a bad actor. I'm like, no, he
had a viral moment recently because he was eating a bowl of cereal with milk in it while driving. And he's like 100. Literally almost 100.
I don't mind that.
And it was
who can mind?
really weird because it was so obviously choreographed for PR.
Right. But he was behind the wheel.
He was driving the car. He was driving.
See, now that's reckless.
It was odd, but I'm like, there's no way they weren't like, get the paparazzo over here.
Yeah, we need a shot of
Shatner's having a moment. He's not forgotten.
Shat-tastic. Yeah, we need to get him back in the
This
cycle.
guy's got grape nuts in the Cadillac.
I do remember he was eating grape nuts
Very
too.
weird. That's just me editorializing.
It probably would. Maybe
Enhancing.
some Cracklin' Oat Bran.
You think it was Cracklin'
He
Oats?
ain't eating Fruity Pebbles, I'll tell you that much.
Cracklin' Oats are weird. Yeah, I think at his advanced age, Fruity Pebbles would
Would be
put
too
him over
much.
the edge.
Put him over the edge. There would be someone on the wing of that plane. John Lithgow
Yeah.
was cast in the. Now I don't know enough about the Harry Potters. We've already established that on the program as well, I believe. But the Harry Potter stuff. John Lithgow is playing one of the guy. Like who's
Harry
the guy?
Potter all grown up.
He's playing an
elder
aged
Potter. Yeah.
No, he's playing the guy who's fucking Deerdorf or what? Not Dan Deerdorf. What is his?
I don't know.
Buff Huffle.
Yeah.
Whatever the guy. One of the guys' names who's like runs the thing.
Runs what thing?
The witch school, the sorcerer school, magic.
That is so stolen. The worst witch was before Harry Potter. Do you remember the original Worst Witch with Tim Curry as the wizard?
Yes. Oh, I mean, you
Remember?
only because you showed it to me.
Anything can happen
I have
on
you to thank for that.
Halloween.
It is
A dog
Dumbledore.
could turn into a cat. Wait, what is it?
It is Dumbledore. I was like,
You didn't say that.
No, but I was bumbling around it.
Pumpletump.
Stumpledouche.
Yeah.
Anyway, Albus Dumbledore. He is playing him in this new Harry Potter. He went on to talked himself into a corner. What's weird is I imagine when he did this project, I would think he's like, you're going to do press for this. People are going to ask about J.K. Rowling. Not surprising. So he was basically like, well, I think her comments were taken somewhat out of context. But
He
also,
said that?
He did.
Why not just say, I love money?
Right.
Literally
I love
be
trans
like,
people and money.
Yeah, she's
and I can't square the
dumb
two.
bitch, and it's really unfortunate, but I love acting. I'm getting older, and you think we all have $1 billion, but you spend money to make money. And
Yeah, I want to get
I just need to do this franchise.
He says,
I would give so much respect for that.
I would love that because we'd also just have to be like, yeah, okay, we get it.
Yeah, Lithgow.
Instead,
Lithgow's feeling the pain at the pump.
Instead, Lithgow is feeling the pain. Instead, Lithgow is paying good money to a publicist who's like, here's what you're going to say.
To say how J.K. Rowling's misunderstood.
He said, the headline, of course, is that J.K. Rowling's trans views have been, quote, twisted and misrepresented. He said he was also, he kind of did say this then, what you're saying. The actor also said he was very attracted to the, quote, job security of playing Dumbledore.
Yeah.
That is him kind of being like, okay, so.
Well, you can't turn down a franchise.
What's also funny is it wasn't comments she made. It was her entire personality for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
So this isn't just one offhanded comment she made. She's a TERF. I mean, I think she would self-identify as a TERF.
No, and she's gone on to say she's doubled and tripled and quadrupled down on it.
She's also not really involved in this show, I guess, other than making a shit ton of money from it.
Some people would say we need to, what's it called? When you
Distance.
No, what's it called? When you
Disassociate.
No.
Go down a K-hole.
It's like boycott.
Boycott.
Yeah,
Yes.
like that. Those actions mean something. Like if you got a Lithgow, which you never will, because you're not a Lithgow unless you're a Lithgow. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
But you need a Lithgow to say, I'm a Lithgow, but I'm not going to do a J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
Because that means something. Because what you have is the little people who get fired from, what was the project the woman was fired from because she posted about Gaza?
Was it Snow White? Oh,
no,
Scream.
It was Scream 15 or whatever. And then people were trying to say, let's boycott that because she was a no-namer, so nobody cares. I mean, some people care because they understand coming up, like what a massive sacrifice that is. But if you get a Lithgow...
You get yourself a
but
Lithgow.
you don't get to Lithgow status if you're not...
If you're not playing ball. If you don't play ball.
You got to reach around.
Yeah.
You got to cup the scrotum.
And also...
work the shaft.
We know who, by that stage of your career, are you someone who cups the balls, strokes the shaft, or not? You know, like some people are able to kind of
but everybody's
get away with
cupping
it.
the balls in their own way. They might wear sunglasses where they cup the balls. Like there's an irreverent, you're right, there's an irreverent brand. There is a lane, especially for men in Hollywood, but you're still fucking and sucking somebody.
You are. You're definitely sucking.
Yeah.
Or you're losing out on work. Maybe not, you're not blacklisted entirely, but you're certainly, there are some people who be like, no, we're not going to bring them in.
And maybe you're
Sarandon has talked about that.
Sarandon's taken a massive hit.
Yeah.
She was let go by her representation early on for being somebody who cares about genocide.
Taraji P. Ho hum.
I know, literally. You're like, ugh, it's a little controversial.
Someone who came out against...
She didn't like all the kids exploding and the hospitals exploding and the schools exploding.
She had a problem with the schools exploding.
She didn't love the prison abuses, the land grab.
She didn't realize, she didn't buy the hiding behind, you know, the human shield
like,
argument.
Damn it, Janet, you're fired.
Now, on the same kick, Taraji P. Henson criticized the celebs attending the Jeff Bezos-backed Met Gala, which was yesterday or recently, 2 days ago, whenever the Met Gala happened.
I mean, I have a lot to say about the Met Gala.
We'll get into
going
it.
there?
She's saying, I'm so confused. What the fuck are we doing here?
Thank you, Taraji P.
Taraji P. What's funny is you look at the people who, and this is what people said at the time. The nuisance left, the online left, the terminally
nuisance
online
left is funny. Will you push my feet? What did they say?
Basically, with the Bad Bunny, when everyone was like losing their shit over the Super Bowl performance of Bad Bunny,
That
and
it was
like,
in Spanish?
That it was a radical act of some sort. Like people being like, "Wow, he really like that's a moment, a revolutionary moment in culture." And then it's like,
well, I think something could be a cultural moment.
Yeah. No, I listen, first of all, just as a performance, I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was really great. The way it was shot, that live, like, different set pieces moving, and it was great for that.
You don't think, like, a celebration of Spanish and Spanish
in this
culture when, like, ice is, like, reaching a fever pitch has any influence?
Except...
I'm not saying it's changing material conditions.
No, I hear you. No, culture, of course, has a place.
But I don't think it's, like,
100%
nothing.
culture
It's not
has a
just,
place.
like,
I'm not
Gaga singing.
I'm not a fool. That's why I said the nuisance left. I'm saying people, the backlash to any amount of celebration in a moment when it was really rough with
you're like,
ice.
he's still getting paid.
And he's now Bezos, who put a ton of money behind Trump, then by indirectly, almost
and
directly,
is co-hosting the Met Gala.
is doing the Met Gala, and Bad Bunny is there front and center doing his thing. So I think Taraji P is kind of like Bad Bunny. Like wearing an ice out pin, or like this whole idea of the anti-ice. Why would you go to this? And like you said, take a moment to be like, no, because this.
Well, exactly, and get press for saying no, because we need the Lithgows. And Bad Bunny is the Lithgow of 2026.
He was, but he was the what was I going to say? I was thinking of someone. He was the Sidney Poitier of 2025, which is it's a quick.
Interesting.
He was the revolutionary artist
Gotcha.
1 year before,
okay.
and now he's the Lithgow.
Got it.
I don't even know what he said about it, but he's probably just like,
no, I agree.
He's probably like, wait, what?
I know
Bezos
we're not
is
doing
running
errata
this?
yet, but my errata was, I was like, what are those tickets? $20,000 last time? They're $75,000 to $100,000 to go to the Met Gala. I'm sure a lot of these
They
people
say there's
are
a
just
charity or something
getting-
that it goes to.
Well, I think it's the museum. Yeah, the Met.
Some sort of charity.
And then people are like, well, and it's donation based when you go to the Met if you live in New York, so you can pay a nickel and go on down, and that's amazing. But whatever, bullshit. I call bullshit. It's a fucking spectacle,
Mm-hmm.
and I think people are going just to
Just to
assert
get their face
themselves
on.
as part of the elite.
Right.
And I think it is really gross when people can't go to the doctor or buy food
Wait, so
to
I hear
do
you.
that. So, but what's even funnier to me is some people just own it, Kardashian style. They're like, hi, we're here, we're gross, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The one I wanted to talk about was Sarah Paulson. Did you see her outfit?
No.
She's wearing a gown.
Oh, everyone loves. Okay, so Met Gala. I'm just now connecting this. This is the big
Wait,
fashion.
What did you think we were talking about?
No, I did, but I forgot it was the. I get it now. It's like the red carpet at the Met Gala is a thing for fashion.
Yeah.
Like every red carpet is, but
so
this
it
one
always
is,
has a theme. The theme this year, hold on to your socks, okay? Fashion is art. That's the thing.
My socks flew
Socks
off.
flew off. But that's,
Fashion is art.
powerful stuff.
This is a new theory they're kicking around.
Yeah,
Got it.
just like the dumbest shit
Mm-hmm.
alive ever. So a bunch of people come. They're wearing like bajillion-dollar clothes. They're there to see and be seen. Nobody can pee or eat or whatever. They're wearing crazy shit. You get your picture taken. You do whatever.
You have a
go
diaper,
home.
yeah.
But it's like even just the decor. It's like just this like lavish, wasteful,
Hunger Games
insane,
feeling.
very Hunger Games. Like that's been said, but it's really, I think as material conditions worsen this kind of thing, and I liked looking at some of the pictures. Like I understand that, and there is the argument that it's raising money for the museum, but it's just disgusting. The whole thing's disgusting. And I bet that a lot of the like elite people don't have to buy a ticket.
I was going to
because
say,
there's all
like,
that. It's
yeah.
like the people who get the like swag bags at the Oscars that are worth like $8,000. Or
Right.
whatever. Like
They want
the whole
them
thing's
there.
of course, because that thing doesn't exist without those people there.
Right.
So I bet the people they're really making money off of are the like middling rich
Trying to suckle at Bad
uglies
Bunny's teeth.
from
trying
like
to
the
be
Upper
there.
East Side.
Yeah. To be like, I'm around all the celebs.
Yeah, like I'm wearing Brooks Brothers. Sarah Paulson decides to make a statement. She's in a gown. She has $1 bill over her eyes, like an eye mask, $1, and there's little holes poked in it so she can see. And she says, "My look is called the 1%." And I'm like, I think that might be the only thing worse than just going.
Yeah.
Is going and doing
and
that.
pretending, right. Well, it's we said the tax the rich dress. That was a Met Gala
But
choice,
at
right?
least that's a little more of a statement.
Well, it's also by a politician who
And it's her whole
conceivably
platform.
could work up enough
we can
support
laugh at
in
that,
Congress
but like
to tax
Mom
them.
Donnie's
Yeah.
trying. Like
Sure,
that's
sure.
like at least a poking
Paulson-
holes in $1 and then giving your outfit a name when you're at this event and you're wearing this like ridiculous.
It's kind of a fuck you almost.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's tone deaf.
It's tone deaf.
And everybody online, is like, just sit that one out then.
Yeah.
But they're so scared. They're like, I can't sit them out. They'll forget about me.
Or if you're going to do that, do it better and do it
Thank you.
harder.
It's do a big look, like do a crazy cool look.
Do a bit, yeah.
Poking holes in a
Do
dollar.
like a Mac.
I
the Mac
literally
Club move.
feel
Just
like-
drive a Ford
Wait, we have
Ford
to talk
run
about
through
that
the
in a
front
sec.
of the
But let's just finish Sarah
Met.
Paulson.
Yeah, okay.
That literally feels like you're in the car on the way there.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, is this bad that I'm doing this? And your assistant's like, what if...
Well, here's $1.
I found $1. Yeah, exactly. Takes her earring out, pokes a couple holes in it, and she's like, oh my God, this is a genius.
Statement.
Thank you, Kimberly. Yeah.
Kimberly, you will be getting a holiday card
And
this
then
year.
Kimberly gets fired after because it wasn't really the moment she
Yeah.
thought it was going to be.
It wasn't. It didn't get her the moment. She read a couple of those comments and on X, and she was like,
Yeah.
Kimberly.
Because to do like a middling nothing statement just reminds everyone
Yes.
how bad it is.
Yes. Didn't
Like if I was carrying a guillotine around there, guillotine, it's guillotine.
I think it's guillotine.
Well, that's the French.
Guillotine.
People said
Guillotine.
no.
Nope. But yeah.
You know, I would be like, you get over here.
Yes.
Allegedly, get your head in
Allegedly,
here.
get your head in here.
Comedically.
For a joke. Put your head into this
Sarah
this
Paulson, I'm
live
going to chop your
guillotine.
head off. As a joke.
As a joke.
And then it happens, but it's cake. And then what's his name jumps out and he's like, it's cake.
It's cake. Oh, yes, the cake show.
It's cake.
Johnny Knoxville jumps out and says it's cake.
Is it Johnny?
It was Johnny for a stretch.
I
On that
thought it
show
was
where
that-
shit was made out of cake?
I thought it was that weird guy.
Oh,
from
Mikey
SNL.
Day. No. You're thinking of, or you're talking about. I'm thinking of.
You're thinking of Jackass.
No, there was a show that was also like making. There was another show, a network show or something. Because there was a clip that I remember going around for a long time. Do you remember Precious? Forget the actress's name. Not Gabrielle. What's her name?
Yes, I do know who you're talking about.
Yes.
She was on a show?
She sits on a couch. It's a great clip.
Okay.
Because it's just pure joy across the board. Johnny Knoxville's like, she comes out, I think she co-hosted with him or something, and she comes out and sits and goes, bitch, is this cake? And the whole like love seat, the whole sofa she's sitting on is fully made of cake. She stands up and it's like rubbed around on her ass.
Gabori Sidibe.
Thank you.
I was like Gabri.
I wasn't even going to pretend because
I was struggling.
Yeah. But anyway, that clip is great. That was something with cake.
That's really funny.
It was a prank show, maybe, I guess. But then there's the show, is it cake or is it real? And
I'm sure there's multiple at this juncture.
That's where we're at.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. Multiple, is this
you
cake
scroll
or not?
like the horrors, and then you're like, I just need some cake.
And then you're like, huh,
Time.
it was cake.
It was cake. Oh my God, I thought it was cake
Wait,
and it wasn't.
That one wasn't cake. Oh,
It
man.
was cake.
It was a cake movie. Didn't Paulson also have a shit take? Kind of Love It style. Did she say something dumb?
What was it?
Sarah Paulson? I don't know. I won't be able to find it.
I want to know what Lovett said. I want to know what Sarah
All right,
Paulson
that could be
said.
for
Errata next week.
You
were going to talk about the Mac Club, which is
No, I just wanted to make a
redundant.
reference to
If you're not in Portland, the
Yes.
Mac is the Multnomah Athletic Club, and people say Mac Club, which is redundant, club twice, but people say it. And it's a club here. They had Mac dances growing up, went to a couple of them, but was never a member. It's kind of an elite, ritzy club where your kids play sports and you can go get dinner on your account.
get a rub,
Your nanny gets a discounted
Right.
membership to take your kid to the pool, etc.
etc.
Um,
Anyhow, a disgruntled employee.
yes.
Who was more than disgruntled, I think.
A history of mental
schizophrenic,
illness.
bipolar, yeah.
Disgruntled is a polite word for schizophrenic,
Yes.
allegedly.
Drove
An SUV.
drove an SUV full of IEDs. SUV with the IED. Kiss my ASS.
It was not cake.
It was not.
It was explosive.
It wasn't. They're like, oh, is this one cake? Is this explosive device cake?
So for me, it was a little bit fun.
30
You're not
pounds
supposed
of.
to say this, but to see, he did it at 3 a.m., so no one was there.
No one was around.
was injured. He drives this, like, this is before I knew about his mental health struggles and whatever. You just see somebody who you think maybe they weren't very nice to drive through the lobby in an SUV. There's like the CCTV of that.
Right, the
But
footage.
you're not seeing any of the explosions or any of that. Then we find out he had a long history of problems. Stalking
And he was a
people
bartender
and-
there
yeah.
years ago, yeah.
Not
And so he had
good.
been apparently obsessed to some degree. I think the family was saying he was obsessed with the club and someone who wronged him there, something like that.
Yeah, but that's some like local news here.
Right.
And online, even on the comments, it's interesting because there's like the Eat the Rich, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Sarah Paulson's out there raging on behalf of the
Yeah, he was wearing a $1
working
bill
man.
mask. This
Yeah,
man,
it was
as he
beautiful.
crashed through the.
tax the rich. But then it's like not great.
No, I mean, there's nothing about that that's good.
Again,
or
though, 3 a.m. a lot
worth a
better
damn.
than noon.
3 a.m. better than noon. Yeah, definitely. The
Because if you're
time, the fact that he
hurting
decided
kids, like,
that was the
no.
time, it's almost like he wasn't trying to
He
hurt anyone.
wasn't trying to, or he didn't know what time it was.
Some of us know what time it
Some
is.
of
and
us are a
some
little
of us
more
don't.
disgruntled than others.
Yes.
Just a little news of the day. Yesterday was May 4th. It was the 56th anniversary of Kent State.
4 dead in Ohio.
Oh, Danny in Ohio.
That's right.
And the only reason I mention that, because every day is,
Mm-hmm.
an anniversary of some atrocity, is that it's not really anything new. The government just attacking its own people,
No.
which we forget.
We
because
forget.
it feels like it's really ramping up. And
Yes.
I'm not not taking away.
No, it's why we
credence from
celebrated.
But these were
I don't know
white
that we
kids
celebrated.
gunned down.
These
by
were
the
these
US
were white
government.
college students.
They were doing the thing.
They were saying, "Hey, Vietnam might not be great." And
They were
shot
they
them.
were protesting the bombing of Cambodia during the Vietnam War.
Which also the carpet bombing of Cambodia. Kissinger,
Not great.
Nixon, not. I mean, history looks back on that one.
Somebody drove
along
an
with the My Lai
SUV right
massacre.
over Cambodia.
That's right. Bad news.
Put it in
And if you're wondering,
Ohio.
children, wait, Cambodia, isn't that a different country from Vietnam? Yes. All of it was just
You're like, wow, that reminds me of stuff going on right now.
Anyhow, yeah, they got
Iran,
shot.
Lebanon. Yeah, it's not
Now,
good.
at that time, I would say people were, there were some moments. People could say that the photos from the
1970.
My Lai massacre being distributed so that people saw that,
Yeah.
and that the kids being shot at Kent. Some people would say that actually did something.
It woke some people.
People were like, "Wait a minute! Even if
That's
we
the
were all on
problem
board,
with
this is not
AI and we're so desensitized now.
Yes.
You don't know what's real, first of all, with AI. But even say 5-10 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
we're seeing photos of shit all the time. But I would argue, as many have, that a lot of people were radicalized by what just happened in Gaza because of the pure access to raw
to the
footage.
information." Yeah.
Yeah, because if it doesn't get filtered through the New York Times where you say an Israeli bullet found a child in its crib, and you're just watching it.
Yes.
There's a wake up call there still.
Well, if Jon Favreau, to go back to Pod Save really quick, just to put context on that, I don't know if you totally
take me back.
He just went on a rant on a recent episode. John Lovett was interviewing. Not Lovett was interviewing.
John Lovitz was
John
on Bill
Lovett
Maher.
was interviewing Bill Maher. John Lovett was interviewing Cory Booker and brought up the AIPAC stuff, and watching him squirm a little bit is funny. And now Jon Favreau just went on a tear about AIPAC, which the thing I liked about it is, again, it's not, it's funny to call that whoa, this man's radicalized. He's really fired up. But
I think it just
what I would
speaks
say
to
is
the
to the
moment.
normie, to the people listening to that, and to have him, I thought he laid it out pretty clearly. One aspect of what's hilarious, problematic, and contradictory
He
about
said if
AIPAC.
what AIPAC pays for was popular,
Yeah.
they would tell you, but they don't. They tell you they're doing other stuff. And it's not pro-Jewish. It's pro-funding of Bibi Netanyahu's genocidal government.
Correct, yeah.
Well, I just mean laid out. What
Yes,
I like
yes,
about it
clearly to
is
be
this
like
is stuff I've said over dinner to friends, and I think they eye roll a little. I don't even think it's that they're terrible people or they don't believe me on some level, but it feels like lefty and fringe because it's not on the front page of whatever the hell they're reading.
Right.
And now these are the fucking dorks who are listening to Pod Save.
Yep.
And then they hear that.
Well-
and then maybe I get to sit at dinner and they can tell me about AIPAC.
Yes.
And I can smile and nod and I won't be smug.
No smugness.
But I like bringing that to the masses.
Yes,
because
I
they
do
have
like
quite
people-
a following, those boys.
Those boys have a big pod. People
Those-
listen to that pod. They really do.
Potty Johnnies.
Potty Johnnies. And they also had
We're not there yet.
No, we're not at the
Following-wise.
Pod Save level yet. They have their own network of podcasts, I believe, a bunch of so they're doing okay.
They're saving all over town.
They are saving. They have a the AIPAC thing that's funny too. Well, it's also and you showed me this thing about the surveillance. It's funny that they still have people who are still just rah America on some level, even if
Can
you're
you
there's
imagine?
problems. No, I know, but
It's hard at this point. No, but I mean,
Pod Save was when it started.
even people who are how,
How?
What?
Why? Who? When?
where,
Now? But yeah, there's
whence.
there's a funny thing that I think people are also starting to realize too, which is that if you are rah America, this whole idea, I mean, this is the America First break off of MAGA, obviously, but even I would say in
Marjorie Taylor.
not the leftist, but in the centrist establishment Dems who are I was all about Obama. I'm a liberal, classic liberal, whatever. Looking at that through the lens of wait, this other country. Because the surveillance stuff with Israel, the amount of stuff that you'd
The
be
amount
if
of
you
money,
subbed any
funding.
other country in the
Yeah.
world into this, oh, they have surveillance on us here. They're making money off of this there. They're the only ones not paying for their own. I saw a great point escaped me where I saw it. But someone talking about the way South Korea, like as much as people are like, oh, South Korea's defense and how they're against North Korea and everything else, they pay for that. Like countries, all the other countries, like the fact that America, that tax dollars are paying, and that they have this like unprecedented access as a foreign entity. AIPAC doesn't have to register as a foreign, like a lobbyist group, which all other groups do.
But we're paying for something. That's the other thing that people never finish. The pod johns aren't finishing that conversation. No, they're saying things like, what we're paying for is a military base in the Middle East.
Right.
We like, it's not this idea that like BB's like
the one bad apple. Yeah.
Well, and that they're like playing us and we're doing their bidding. I mean, I'm not saying there's not a little of that happening. I think there's probably some blackmail going on with Trump.
With Trump specifically, yes.
Specifically.
Yes.
But we also, meaning like our fascist tech meets military, like whatever five-headed beast that's been created that has nothing to really do with like the most of the population of the United States. But that beast benefits from that military base.
Yes.
So that's the other thing too, where they're like, what? We're just bankrolling everything? Not my tax dollars. And yeah, people should be absolutely outraged about that. If you don't care that you're paying to blow up kids, at least care that you're paying to like send IDF soldiers to college when your kids can't go to the doctor. Yeah, like you're saying America first, even if just the most base level of like, that's mine, I deserve it. Why are we doing that? But we are paying for something.
Yes, agreed.
It's not just like bank.
No, and I think what's funny is like at the heart of some of this is where I've been also trying to wrap my mind around, because I've listened to way too much of it. But let's just call it, even though there's schisms there within the people I'm about to rattle off, but the murderer's row of the right, the anti-Zionist right, let's just call it, coded because someone like Nick Fuentes and Candace Owens are anti-Semitic, like openly, but someone who does the dance better, Tucker.
Right.
It even goes back to like when Pat Buchanan was like a figure of calling out Israel in this America First way, like that I'm saying. What's funny is when you think of it through that lens, I think the very clear thing is, one, some of it is just flat out is anti-Semitic, but the other part of it is almost this weird thing with Tucker where he's like, there's a jealousy almost. Like, it's like he's not even saying what they're doing is necessarily, because he had this big, the New York Times did this, what is her, Lulu Garcia, whatever her name, from the New York Times. She does that interview podcast. She had Tucker on, and those clips were going crazy viral because people are like, it seems like is everything gone sideways? Like and again, these are people who maybe don't pay attention as much, but they're like, is Tucker Carlson making a strong anti-genocide argument, and the New York Times is actually saying why it's okay and dehumanizing Palestinians
she was doing the thing where a little bit in just the clips I saw. So this is taken out of a broader context of the full interview, which I did not watch. But the clips I saw, she was being like, talking about anti-Semitism, bringing it up randomly. And it really did feel random when he was talking about why we shouldn't be blowing up whole populations of people. Like, also, and Tucker, that was really like the New York Times, like you're showing your whole ass. Like,
here.
We obviously know where your bread is buttered, but you got to play the game a little better than that.
She kind of played it almost right into his hands, because he's been making and both hearing this argument, this counter, like being labeled anti-Semitic. He's honing. He was ready to be like, open the door. She walked right in, and he laid out and made it really clear as to being like, you're doing the most ridiculous whataboutism that actually has nothing to do with what I'm saying.
Right.
What I would say about that, though, is then if you listen more to Tucker, because then you start to go this is just how poor the discourse is at this point, and how the mainstream just never unpacks any of this, is that we could start to lose people into this, like, oh no, Tucker and Candace are like making
that's why we
sense.
Need people who aren't right-wing psychopaths to be saying
and have the platform
common
that
sense.
they have.
But like you just said, the only people who are saying common sense are like kind of racist, and then you're like over here. It's just they're not. Here's the problem too. They're not covered, but this is just how classic this shit is too.
I know Tucker has the pedigree, came from Fox News, whatever. Candace Owens is could have been just as fringe a character as Chapo. I'm just saying, like, for right and left. Chapo never gets any. They have a good following.
Yeah.
This is now, for anyone who doesn't know, Chapo Trap House, great leftist podcast. I know for anyone who doesn't know.
How would anyone not know?
Well, here's what I'm going to say. How would anyone not know? everyone knows what Tucker, Candace, Nick Fuentes is saying about the current situation.
They're like, what does clavicular think about Palestine?
Yes.
No, I know. And you're like, why are we talking about these people who have done 2 podcasts a week since 2016?
And
it is weird.
On the right side, and I would say, not saying I've agreed with every single thing they said, of course, that's absurd. But I would go to bat to be like, they've probably not said anything.
Pretty hard to disagree with.
Pretty hard.
If you just care about human beings and like
and it kind of
liberties.
strips it bare where you're like, so the fact they had a little moment where I think the New York Times many years ago, like right after Hillary. I
agree on their takes on movies. Like they're like obsessed with Avatar.
They do some cultural stuff that's a little
more
nerdy than what I'm into.
Politically, I haven't listened in a while, but I do love them.
There's a couple other, what do you call the other one that I haven't listened to in a while that you listen to? True Anon.
I like True Anon.
I said Bad Faith, like Bree Joyce having legitimate leftist discourse on that podcast, which is just not, no one's like, she was on The Hill for a little bit, but then got booted off.
Yeah.
Like I think that there's so little, like you just
that's
think,
a really good
what
point,
does clavicular think about
I
Israel?
think that though that's, you like are answering your own question. It begs the question that it's right there. It's like, why don't those opinions that are there, that are well formed, that are consistent, that have massive followings get any traction in mass media? And it's because they don't want to platform that at all.
Yes, because
they want
sadly,
to be like, look at the crazy shit Tucker's doing.
That's right. And
it makes too much sense. Like their entire industry would crumble if they played like an hour of Chapo on like CNN.
It would. It really,
like,
it really would.
It really would because it's like everything you're saying is a fake.
And because the distance between what your agenda is and fascism is razor thin, and the distance between your agenda
it's as
and
thin
leftist,
as that dollar bill over Sarah Paulson's eyes.
Like even Dem Soch, like even not even going to that level, like even going to just saying like a basic, like legitimately left of center democratic socialist agenda is so fucking far from what the mainstream media center, what agenda they're pushing is. They're like, well, we can kind of like point out like fash bad, but we'll still engage with that far more than we'll engage with the arguments being made.
They need the other to be like so bonkers to make them look sane by default. Yeah. If they have anybody talking any sense, they're going to look like idiots.
Yeah. I mean, it is like really.
They look like idiots to me.
They do.
Can we, I'm just going to check the stuff I wanted to talk about. What else? Marjorie Taylor Greene, I wanted to talk about.
I was going to loop her into this as well. It's like she breaks from MAGA with her America First. And it's like.
I wanted to talk about Seth Rogen.
Yeah, go ahead. Talk about
No. I just didn't want to forget. I wasn't trying to interrupt.
I'm saying that those people, she's including
an American
that. She's a politician. But when you say like, it's so easy.
Is she
that
anti-Semitic?
Next step. Yeah, she said some wildly anti-Semitic.
I mean, I know she's like talking about controlling.
She's honed her. They've worked on her a little bit to get her messaging a little more down to earth. But she was talking about Jewish space lasers at one point.
Oh, interesting.
Early on in her career.
Well, I just was going to say, she was saying that Trump called her a traitor and made her a target, and now they're like sending death threats to her son.
Yeah. Yes, I mean she
That's
is.
So I just mean she's persona non grata which we knew.
From MAGA, yeah.
We knew, like you said, there was a schism. Schism? Is that what it is?
A schism.
A jism.
A jism.
There's a little
Jazz
jism.
Chisholm of the New York Yankees.
All right, prism. There is a prism.
There is.
It's like fractals.
The spectrum and a prism.
Yes.
Thank you. Wait, a prism is like a little glass piece that reflects light through it. Yes.
No, that creates a prism. I think a prism is just like the color through light. Like white light is all color.
Right.
Black is no color.
So that's
even though people think
you always tell me this, and it blew my mind.
People think all the colors together would make like a brown or a black, but really black is like the void. It's the lack of color, the lack of light, and then white light you can actually break up with maybe that is a prism. Up with a prism.
With a jism, with a nice.
With a jism, yeah. If you shine white light through a fresh
spurt of
you'll see a rainbow.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Really gorgeous.
But we never stop to say if we should.
No, we just nut and move on with our lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
What did you want to say about MTG?
That
Because
was it.
She
I just
scorned,
think that's
yeah.
She's scorned.
And again, wait, really quick, I just want to say, if you follow her logic, like
she says go ahead.
if she, on her populist agenda, and this is the same with any of these people, they engage with the most and this is also again by design. They're engaging and pulling these narratives from like a Tucker, a Candace, an MTG, whatever.
A Tucker, a Candace, an MTG.
Sprinkle in Fuentes, and what do you see? A prism of jism. Anyway, it's
that is a prism of jism.
It is.
Just loser row.
MTG, especially as a politician. So she's you would say she's coming at it with a set of policies to say, I have gripes with the way my country is going, and here's my prescription to fix it. Just in the most simplified way, what a politician would be doing.
Sounds like a doctor.
Her set of policies that she then broke with Trump on. You then you hear those interviews, the post-breaking with MAGA interviews with MTG, and she almost sounds like a centrist Dem, because when she's like, the problem really is that, like, the affordability. Like, Trump has done nothing to address.
Well, because she wanted
says
to keep
people
getting
in
elected, and everybody in Georgia was about to lose their health care.
Right.
So then
she
she's
had
at this crossroads where at first you're doing this like kind of like and kind of riding that fence, but you can't ride that fence very long. That's going to pull apart, and you're going to get a sliver in your.
And when you say,
bush.
I'm sorry, is
you have to like jump off the fence and say like, no, we got to keep the healthcare for the enough constituents that they're not literally storming the council.
Right, but yet I will not even entertain universal healthcare as a thing. So like I'm saying, like a lot of centrist Dems, they'll say, no, of course the poorest people in the world means tested. Poorest people get a little bit of healthcare. But as far as like full on universal health, absolutely not.
No, I mean, it makes no sense. It's like in the old days when they would like drawing and quartering's different, but there was something they did with like medieval peasants where they'd tie each of your limbs to a horse.
Yeah, that's called, there's a name for that.
That's not drawing and quartering, is it?
I think it is.
Quartering's the thing where they like cut you into 4 pieces.
Right. No, the horses running in opposite directions is a form of torture, and it's called...
Ooh, I thought it was a kink. Anyway, but I'm saying imagine a politician.
It's bimbofication.
And like you have APAC tied to one of your legs. But then you have your constituents tied to one of your arms.
Oh.
And of course, like you're more scared of APAC, but to even be in a position where you can slurp APAC, you need to be in a position where you have constituents.
Correct.
Then
also,
then another one pulling is like the pharmaceutical industry, the private insurance industry. And then another one is, I don't know.
And I think I mentioned this on here before, maybe, but
Big
the funny
Sugar?
thing about MTG, Big Sugar.
So I'm trying to think what's going on.
MTG's initial run, she was the renegade who did all the small donations. She was the right-wing Bernie, you would say. Yeah, I mean, she wasn't in the Senate, but yes, going into Congress based on her constituents, giving small amounts of money. And what was so funny is,
they were like, she's not smart, but she's going to fight.
This is another perfect example of the New York Times or just whatever legacy
Sorry,
media.
She might be smart in the way like common sense. I just want to. I'm not trying to.
Yeah, she knows people.
Elitist. I just mean she's not smart in terms of like what's.
She's not knowledgeable.
Exactly.
She's ignorant.
Thank you. She's not
but she
knowledgeable.
she can.
Yeah.
She's the kind of person who I think would be able to be in a room with people. She hears and can interact like in that way. She can empathize in that way.
I just mean she's had a lot of like gaffes about like knowing like countries or like
she also
funding.
just picked a lane. She's a grifter as well. They all kind of are.
Grifter.
But what I'm saying is,
show me a politician who's not a grifter.
The New York Times treated.
I'll show you a liar.
They treated her small donation. They wrote an article that was with money in politics being a problem. And they literally and they're like, it's on the right and the left. So then they're showing like
why we can't trust people who are not elected with super PACs.
With super PAC money.
Like,
and I was like, wait, I'm sorry.
That's the closest we've ever gotten to a like direct democracy.
It was an absurd comparison where I was like, yes, I of course disagree fundamentally on almost every issue that her constituents are paying her to go talk about. But to pretend like individuals giving small donations is a problem with politics, I would say it's a problem because they should be publicly funded elections.
Was that New York
Times? Yeah,
this
was literally in the New York Times.
Oh my
this is a few years ago. It's when she first was on the come up. They were like, so here's the problem. Like this, like Congress might be a little bought and paid for. And I'm like, well, it has been for 30 years.
By the people who voted her in.
Yeah. Those people giving $10 out of their paycheck.
I just want to finish what I was saying about her.
Mm-hmm.
She basically was saying how she sent these violent texts and emails, like threats she was getting against her and her family to everyone in the White House. She sent them to Kash Patel, and he like sent back something insane.
He sent a dick pic back.
Yeah, she goes, I don't know what he's on. She said, JD Vance was so nice. Oh, he assured me he's going to do everything in his power to figure it out. She's just slurping.
Then waiting in the wings.
Next. Exactly. She was playing her cards, and then she said Trump not only responded, because some people didn't even respond. Like the head of staff or whatever her name is didn't respond.
Chief of staff,
chief of whatever.
Yeah.
Trump doesn't only respond. He says it's her fault that she was a traitor and she's made herself a target. And if her son gets murdered, it's her own fault.
See, he triples down, quadruples down is what he does.
I thought that was fun.
That is fun.
Fun and cool. And
yeah,
nice.
Marjorie. No, he's off the MTG.
He's off his damn rocker.
He's more cordial. He's more cordial with Mamdani right now than MTG.
I mean, he's very good looking. Okay.
He's very. Pardon me.
I said that. Oh yeah. I just wanted to touch base with you because if anyone knows it's you, do we have any more information on the Cole Thomas Allen?
Cole Thomas Allen.
Because that just kind of went away. Did anyone notice that? This guy just runs in it.
So we were a week.
He never gets a shot
Let
off,
me check.
but they're still not sure whether he's the one that shot the Secret Service agent. Is that right?
This is what's crazy. We're now a week and a half, almost 2 weeks, right? Ago. Yeah.
And in news cycle time, that's like
an eternity.
Yeah, that's like a century ago.
So I just saw recently, the most recent stuff I saw was his the legal back and forth, the treatment of him in jail.
So can I just ask a question? He had a totally different kind of gun. I'm not somebody who's as well versed on firearms as the Secret Service personnel. He came in. I said he popped off, but he didn't. They don't even think he ever fired. People are saying he didn't get anywhere near the ballroom. They fired a lot, like to defend the ballroom. And one of their 5 shots, 5 shots were fired, and a Secret Service person got hit. Was not hurt because they were in a bulletproof vest.
Yes. And
so, to me, it looks like they don't want to just say they shot one of their own guys.
Yes, but they've been pushing. So Judge Janine, who's also like the funniest person possible to be.
Wasn't she
I don't know
Fox
if adjudicate.
News?
Yes, she's like drunk Judge Janine Pirro.
Yeah, she's like Lisa Rinna if Lisa Rinna lived in a strip mall.
Thank you. She is very. She's giving Lisa Rinna. She is now I don't know what the hell her job is. I guess it's like she's the head judge of like the DC circuit. Like she's somehow
like the ballroom judge.
She's basically the judge of the ballroom. Yes, she's
her.
like Judge Judith Scheinlin up there, just Judge Judy, just adjudicating the ballroom fiascos that go on. Someone's like, I had a parking ticket. I let them borrow my car, but then they never gave it back. And she's like, let's figure this out. Also, this guy shot. She's been the one giving the press conferences.
No idea.
Because I think he's the federal charge.
And how could they also not know if he ever shot his gun?
So here's what's crazy. Yes,
they hold up a 7-Eleven and know what happened.
Right.
In like 24 hours.
Yes. The fact that this happened indoors, there were only a certain amount of shots. A lot of it's on camera. And all the people, it's a very controlled environment.
Literally.
The most controlled possible for something like this.
Didn't they just shoot one of their own guys and they don't want to say that?
It seems like it because they can't show, because then the charges came out against him and none of them, like they still aren't able to, it seems like, be able to charge him. They're saying there might be more charges to come, but as of like the last time I looked, I didn't look today.
And
so
if he
we're recording
gets
this
to
on a Tuesday.
Publicly, he'll be like, I didn't damn ass fire my gun. So what's
they're
going to
now
happen
saying,
is they're going to give
if,
him a deal, and they're going to say you can never say you didn't fire a gun. We need there to be confusion here. We don't want to look stupid.
Right.
Which I think is weird. Is just own it immediately. Just be like, oh, it was unexpected. It was a little chaotic. An errant.
Also, he's going to be charged. This guy's going to do lots of prison time.
But just say
regardless.
like, because they're just putting themselves in a bad spot if there's no like ballistics to back up anything they're going to try to say here. You know?
Yes. Yeah, no, it's weird. It is weird. That's kind of still what they're saying. I mean, for me, it was just more that he had the shotgun was the only thing that went off. He had a shotgun and a
How could they
38
not know if the guy was hit with a freaking
buckshot
shotgun?
well,
Yes.
now they're saying, I can't find this now, but I thought what I saw is they were now trying to be like, oh, a pellet was what hit the guy in the chest. So they're like, he did fire the shotgun once, and the buckshot, one pellet from that just kind of hit the guy in the vest. Because it wasn't they at first said a bullet, but then they were backtracked on that. They're like, sorry, we used the wrong language. It wasn't a bullet that was in the. Because they're literally just look at the fucking vest that the guy's wearing, and you go,
that's what I mean.
What is the bullet in this vest, or is it
couldn't that take like 5 seconds?
It would, but I think that's the issue here. Is they're just dancing around all of this. The funniest thing for me that I saw that I'd forgot to discuss about the ballroom was the master of ceremonies, because I was originally thinking, oh, what lengths? Because if it was a false flag, we talked about. The funniest false flag explanation to me, the most petty, would be he was like, for years, wouldn't do the White House Correspondents' Dinner because those have notoriously been comics, a little roasty, a little bit like the comics would come in. There was the one year Michelle, the comedian, Michelle Wolf, kind of eviscerated the media, which was the room. That's the whole thing. Obviously, the press. She did a great job kind of just tearing.
She did
across
so well. They gave her a TV show.
They gave her a goddamn TV show for that. Yeah. But each year there's usually at least some level. I remember Colbert, when he was in character, did a fun one. Trump wouldn't do it for the longest. Like, he didn't do it, I think, any of his years. This was the first year I think he did it.
Yeah.
And so what's funny is I was like, oh, was he finally like, I'll do it, but then backed out.
I don't want to get roasted.
But who was emceeing was not even a comedian. It was the mentalist, Oz Perlman.
Yeah.
The Israeli mentalist, which is a very funny, just funny. It's just a funny thing.
Israeli mentalist?
I think Oz Perlman's Israeli, isn't he?
Okay, I don't know. I don't know who that is. What's funny to me is Thomas Patrick Lennon. Is that the guy from
Israeli American mentalist Oz Perlman? Yes. Go ahead.
Thomas Patrick Lennon.
Yes.
He's from like Reno, Nevada.
The state. Yeah.
The state. He had a funny thing where he's like, I hate to say it, but you're a bad mentalist if you're like in that room and you're not like someone's about to shoot up the ballroom.
Yeah, well,
it was basic, but it made me laugh. I found John Lovitz's controversy. May I share?
What was it?
So there's a couple years feud with Andy Dick, 2007. Nobody cares.
Oh, he was trying to like blame Andy Dick
Obama, nobody cares.
He was trying to blame Andy Dick for Phil Hartman's murder.
Oh, that's
like he was like, you got high with his wife again, and everyone got high, and I'm like, these are all broken, damaged people.
If getting
John.
high with someone's wife is a crime, lock me up. Comments on whatever. Okay, whatever. This is the one. 2024, anti-Israel protests and cancel culture. In 2024, Levitz went viral for calling pro-Palestinian campus protesters sheep and accusing them of being pawns of left-wing professors.
Imagine having.
That was like the modern thing that we were thinking of.
That was what I was thinking of.
Yeah. See ya.
Thank you for that.
Thanks for telling us who you are.
Thanks, Google Fingers. Well, that's just funny too. Is this deep? Like Bill Maher just does this shit constantly. It's this idea. It's like coming out. I mean, to be fair, Bill Maher's whole job is being a pudding head hot take moron, but.
Got a hot take.
But Lovitz is like one of those things where like you don't have to say anything in this moment.
No.
So to come out and be like, I'm going to tell you what's going on. I'm going to diagnose this whole thing and be like, no, all of these people are out in the streets right now, not because babies are being blown up. They're out here because the professors are manipulating. I'm like, John, when was the last time you sat in on a college course?
He's auditing.
You know what I mean? Like, you're just like, that's just a weird, dumb take, man.
It's weird and dumb. The Critic was so good, though.
Oh, what a great program.
I mean, that's when are we separating the artist from the art, or the monster from the art?
I think at this point we have to just separate all of them, because then also we can shit on them.
No.
Appropriately, rather than trying to be like, oh, that wasn't
them,
that.
Though. We can say, I enjoyed that, but I don't need to watch that again.
Sure.
I'm not revisiting The Critic.
No.
This is why local art and theater is all that matters. Because the minute you're like, well, I can't have any principles because then I won't be able to participate in culture.
That's right.
Culture doesn't, gatekeeping to make something in Hollywood that actually gets on TV or into a movie theater or onto Spotify often is just like you're bought and paid for anyway.
Yes.
You're some Nepo trash shitbag who like did some weird casting couch bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's like obviously oversimplified, but it's like if you just go down to the local bar and like see somebody twanging away on a banjo,
Twanging.
like they may be a nice person.
They may. Or they may be, you know,
Yeah,
they may be
they're-
an
but they're-
anti-Semitic lunatic. Who can say?
But they're probably not part of like a big bad machine.
Agreed.
You know?
Yes. Yeah. Well, what's funny is that it's always like you say, what is it? The accusation is the confession or whatever. It's that thing where people say,
Yes.
so I'm like, for Lovitz, what's funny is you're like, oh, you're saying sheep when like you're being like you're doing that thing. Like you're the one who's been indoctrinated. Someone got into your ear either a long time ago, and I'm not taking away his agency entirely, or you're just you just have shitty views. I don't know, but
You're
just pro genocide.
bad. Remember Goat Boy?
Yes, he's out there with some good takes.
Is
these
he?
days.
What's his
No,
name again?
No, Jim Brewer.
Oh,
No, he's not out there with any good takes.
no. He has nothing good to say.
But he's out there. Yeah, Goat Boy was tragic. That was a dark time for SNL.
That was dark. That was really dark. And okay, I have a couple. Do you want to do errata?
We must. I
don't-
have
do you
one
have-
only.
Do you have anything else that you wanted to say though?
Um,
We just keep us
too many
posted
things,
on the
yeah.
assassination attempt if you find out anything.
if I find anything out juicy, yeah, the Juicy Lucy. I'm still waiting on. We're sitting here with Luigi's trial. We're sitting here with Tyler Robinson's trial, the Charlie Kirk alleged.
Oh.
There's too much there to
Well, you
dive
can't.
into as well. But yeah,
I
there's
did
a lot
see
of
a funny
trials. So
meme,
now this
though,
guy's
that
just
Erica Kirk looks like Lars from
Metallica.
a few days ago, and that
Yes.
made me laugh.
That is funny. From the 90s, he did his
there's
dark
like
eye makeup
yeah,
nipple ring phase.
an intense gaze,
Mm.
mesmerizing. Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Inarada Davida, honey, Danny DeVito. Love Danny DeVito, and he cheats on his wife. So what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
Well, I separate that from pro-genocide.
That's not any of my business.
That's right.
You asked who directed Get Him to the Greek. It was Nicholas Stoller. What's interesting about that is
he's
producing the new Animal Farm that you were telling me about that everyone hates.
oh my.
It's all connected.
These people just keep getting these jobs.
Oh, don't they?
What in the world?
They go and they go.
Man, people
Yeah.
just get. That's the thing. Once you've arrived,
He
you
also
get
got to
you get
work
to
on
take
the-
19 steaming dumps.
Not women.
Eh.
No, not steaming dumps.
What about this steaming dump here?
She makes money though. You're talking about Emerald Fennel. Women directors who have
no, I agree.
who have
yes.
small box office returns on their first films often are not given a massive other chance,
Right.
which happens again and again for dudes. That is true.
I would agree. That's true. Yes.
I would agree. That's literally statistically
I would agree with reality.
true.
I would agree with reality.
Wow,
Yes.
huge. Okay. He also got like produced or directed or worked on the new Muppets movie. I'm like, get this guy out of here. Anywho, Selma's husband, what does he do? We asked.
What does he do?
Francois Henri Pinault.
Francois. Yes.
Henri
Okay.
Pinault
Henri
is a French businessman and the son of billionaire Francois Pinault. Francois Henri took the reins of his father's retail conglomerate Pinault Printemps
Nepo
Les
baby.
Deux
Nepo baby.
in 2005 and turned it into a luxury group, Kering, which owns Gucci, Yves Saint Laurent, Balenciaga, Bottega Veneta, etc.
Okay, so we were on.
He's big boy.
on point
He
with
also is the
textiles.
president of a family-owned investment holding group, which is family-owned. I love the mom and pop. Is
Mom and
really-
pop portfolios, investment portfolio. That's nice.
It's Chateau Latour, Christie's, Pinault Collection, Creative Artists Agency, CAA. So he's just the mom and pop.
oh, interesting.
family-owned. So-
Interesting.
We can eat her. We can eat her right up.
She's delicious.
Yeah, she's delicious. So that was it. That's the stuff I wanted to share
Okay.
from last time. I'm sure there was more, but I just couldn't get through the whole thing.
Mine was,
Our
and I don't know if
voices
this
are
is
so grating.
it. What? No,
No.
no,
Beautiful.
gorgeous. I think
Luscious.
that my only thing was either from this week or maybe 2 weeks ago. But cornrows is what Because we were saying
Braids.
like braids. Well, but it's a very specific type of braid.
Yeah, it's worse than
It's
just
but
regular braids.
I'm saying if we were talking about
When we're saying
appropriation,
white girls going on vacation coming back with braids, that's what
you
they
were
call
talking
it.
cornrows.
Getting yes,
Oh,
of
okay.
course.
I thought it
I'm
was
not talking about like two
like Bo
braids.
Derek. Remember Bo Derek?
Yeah,
in
those
10?
were cornrows.
Were those full cornrows?
Yeah, they're cornrows.
And then they
into,
dangle
like,
into
that's how it is when they're
beaded.
long. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Anyway.
I'm not talking about House on the Prairie French braid.
Well, of course not.
Well, then what are you saying?
Never mind. Anyway, that was my big errata.
You're like, I want everyone to know I had cornrows.
Well, I just wanted to clarify. Yes.
Yeah, please clarify.
Thank you.
Do you have any bushy pushy?
My two dads.
Corn and Rose.
Oz. One thing I want to say about Oz Perlman, the MC.
Can you push? It doesn't feel good when you just do this. It's
I'm
like
far
a limp,
away.
but it's like a limp handshake. It's the worst feeling. We're pressing our feet together, but you were doing it like a delicate little toe tap.
Like a toe tap. They call me the toe tapper.
Kickball change. Yeah, Oz Perlman.
Oz Perlman. I had to look this up because I was like, what was the one weird? He had a weird one with. Basically, what's funny about this is, of course, everyone knows, and he even says, but he still bullshits as a grifter. Instead of being like, of course, I can't read people's minds. Like, he knows no one's believing that. But he's like, I read the body. I'm like a good read of people, which it's not. He does the same shit in a lot of his stunts. I mean, this is like Penn Jillette, among many others, have obviously exposed over the years exactly how you would do that. It was like, what's his name, with Crossing Over, John Edward. It's like what
He didn't cross over.
what do you call those kind of people? And the Long Island medium, like mediums. But mentalist is kind of in the same. David
I don't
Blaine.
really think I know what a mentalist is. Is that like medium meets magician?
I think yes. It's like there's a showman quality to a mentalist, but I think a mentalist is like,
They're
mentalist
like,
would be
You're
like
sad, Kimberly. Here's your card.
yes, like psychic or supernatural. Yes. So
Well,
magician.
that's a medium.
No, a medium is speaking to the dead specifically. So you're saying I see dead people. I talk with
Psychic
dead
is
people.
like seeing the future.
The future.
And a mentalist is
A mentalist is, I mean, technically, a mentalist is a performing art in which its practitioners appear to demonstrate highly developed mental or intuitive abilities. So it can be supernatural, psychic, conjuring stuff, but a lot of it
mental
is
abilities.
like
That feels like you could also like look at a big jar and say how many buttons were in there. Like, is it always
like Rain Man.
Yeah.
Right. No, I think this is no. Well, I guess you could say that's
Man.
he'll do stunts. Like he did a big stunt on the Tonight Show. Was one of his big
Oz?
Oz. This is.
And this isn't Oz.
This isn't
Dr.
Dr. Oz. No, this is Mr. Oz.
Okay.
His father. No, this is
The Great and Powerful.
the Great and Powerful Oz. That's so funny that there's two Oz v. Oz in that room.
But one is Mammoth Oz and one is Oz Perlman. So it's first and last.
Right. One is a Turkish Muslim, and
But
the
if
other
they
is an Israeli
married-
Jew.
One could be Oz.
Wait, well, let's think
Oz
this through.
Perlman,
Yes.
if he took-
Oh my God, Oz.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That's powerful. Those two need to marry, and then just drive that honeymoon boat off a cliff. Oz
And he'd be like, saw that coming.
saw it coming, honey.
And
They
then Dr. Oz would bandage them up.
yes, and he would advise
them a
against
nutraceutical.
Tylenol
Yes.
for their wounds. What? Okay, Oz Perlman would do something like on the Tonight Show. This was like his big, the one big one I remember. He flubbed one on with Al Roker, I remember, which was funny. He tried to get Al Roker to be like, I know who you'll say should be president, like what celebrity should be president or something. And he was like, they went through the whole rigmarole. And Al Roker was like, I forget who, Matt Damon or George Clooney or something. And he was like, well, no, a woman. And he was like, Taylor Swift. And then he like takes the T-shirt out that's like Taylor Swift for president. But then it was like, but he said a different thing. And then you're like, so I'm like, what are you
Also,
going off?
in
That
what
Al Roker
world does
loved
anyone
Taylor
think
Swift?
Taylor
Like,
Swift should be president. What does liking somebody and thinking they should be president have to do with it?
what a dumb stunt. I think he was basically being like, because if he's obsessed with Taylor Swift, what you're doing there is you're being like, if I put someone on the spot and I'm like, what celebrity should be, then his homework before that was like, Al Roker talks a lot about Taylor Swift, I guess. So if I make him say a president, I don't know what his prep was, but he's obviously
really
doing prep.
Stupid and dumb. And
really
bad.
dumb. On the Tonight Show, it was something like the Tonight Show stunt was good. It was a good stunt. It was like everyone had something under their chairs, and he was like, there were 2 different envelopes under the chair. So he's like, Jimmy, you pick an audience member. And then Jimmy Fallon was like, I'll pick you. Or not you. I'll pick you. And he like picked someone else. So then underneath their chairs, everyone had an envelope. And everyone was like, Jimmy will not pick me. And then the first person said, Jimmy will pick me first. And then another person that he actually picked was like, Jimmy will pick me for real. You know, like he telegraphed that Jimmy would pick.
How did we know that it wasn't?
How did he know
planned?
Jimmy would do a bit where he was like trying to misdirect, where he's like, I picked that person, mentalist.
No, but I'm just saying, couldn't they just tell Jimmy who to pick?
That could be part of it as well. I mean, if they tell Jimmy who to pick, he'll pick them. We know that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, again, Harry Houdini exposed all this way back in the day where he's like, mentalists, here's how they do it. And he would do the trick and everyone would be like, amazing.
Harry Houdini's birthday is September 22nd. He's a Virgo Libra cusp.
Does that make sense to you?
I don't know. I just know that because he has the same birthday as my friend.
Yes. Anyhow, a lot of the greats have exposed these parlor tricks, and they are fun when they're performed well and when you know what they are. But when this guy is going to the White House, so a lot of the conspiratorial stuff from the correspondence dinner was that he was leaning over. There's video of him right before the shooting, leaning over with he opens up like a folded up piece of paper and shows it to Melania and Trump. He's obviously getting some tricks
And it
set
says
up.
bang, bang.
And it said bang. Whatever, people were like, look at the way Melania reacted when he showed that thing, and her face was like, and Trump was like, and I'm like, well, he was doing one of his fucking tricks. I don't know. Like,
What do they think that means?
I don't know. Like, it's that shit where you're like, you're just throwing shit against the wall. Like, I don't, what does it mean? It means that he was being like, there's about to be a shooting.
Doing a trick? Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, Caroline Leavitt already did
Shots fired.
Yeah, the shots fired. So
Do we
she was
have
ahead of
anything
Oz.
interesting to say or anything bushy related?
So bushy podcast though.
Oh, I thought you were explaining it.
I thought
you said so bushy.
We should do the song first. And
Okay,
then
ready?
explain. Oh, bushy podcast. Oh, you're
in
so
the
in
USA.
harmony. Your
What?
harmonies are great now on that.
Now they are?
They are.
They weren't good before?
Listening back, you can see the evolution. It's nice.
Interesting, yeah. That feels like one of those negs.
That's nice.
That harmony was really good for you.
That one for you was excellent.
I love that you don't care how you sound.
Me?
It's so empowering.
Yes. Oh, me saying that to you. You were me and I got it. Okay, well, we're there. We've reached it. The explanation is basically, which we didn't explain the other one, but...
what other one?
The
Errata?
Errata is just corrections from the last week's episode that we have. We hold ourselves accountable here.
Yeah.
Bushy Pushy is our fail-safe for our listeners so that you know that we're human beings and not AI. Every episode we will...
It's our guarantee to you that we're real people in a basement.
touch base with the Bush dynasty. We're real people in a basement.
Reach out, touch base.
Reach out and touch base.
Your own
Personal bushy. Yeah.
That sounds like it's about
It sounds about
your
something.
crotch.
Sounds like it's about something.
I wrote a song. It's about my crotch.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm going to simpllow things here this week
Feeling
for us.
alone and you're sitting at home and you're all alone. Big old bush down below.
Need a gonna trim it, not gonna trim it.
I was thinking more like
Say you're a believer.
get out the dildo.
Huh?
No, like vibrator. What rhymes with vibrator?
The vibrator. Oh, we forgot to talk about, since you love, you're a huge Stephen A. Smith fan. We can't go out without. No, we
not
must.
anymore.
The most ridiculous. Yeah.
Do people know about Stephen A?
So I think people know about Stephen
Our
A.
listeners?
Perhaps. Stephen A. Smith.
My personal listeners might not have any idea who that is.
Fair enough. Stephen A. Smith is a sports commentator. He's a personality, a talking head in the sports world specifically.
He's
used to
very
write.
endearing, but he's had some really bad takes.
He has been horrendous for a
wrong
while.
side of history.
But
You know what I like him?
well, you don't watch him all
about
the time.
him? I don't watch him a lot, so I just see the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The cream rises to the top,
Mhm.
works its way onto
You just
my-
see the clips.
I see the clips. Hey, I'm a clip girl.
Yeah, you
Get
also
out the
don't care
Clippers.
about sports at all. So why would you be watching this guy shout
really
about?
rude.
You don't really though.
Some sports I care about.
Yeah, you don't follow. I guess is what
Me
I should say.
alone. Snowboarding. That's a sport.
Ooh, Stephen A's got a hot take on that.
Me
I bet.
alone. Jogging. I don't like team sports.
Yeah, you
And
weren't
I don't
really.
like men.
You were team sport.
You do the math.
Do we? Yeah. So
That's
so
my
then, as
deal.
a huge Stephen A. stan, it's interesting.
Well, I like Stephen A. because I used to think he was like a cute little guy, and he's really good at what we call blowing.
Yeah, he can
which
blow.
is just talking. He's a
Sometimes
great
about
talker.
nothing. Always make sure to have a hot take at the ready.
No, but he's a good orator.
Comes
He rarely falls short or doesn't have like the gusto to like put some muscle behind a hot take. But some of his takes have been bad. He said some stuff anti-marijuana that I didn't love.
I remember that was your first falling out with
I
him
was
'cause
like, Steven,
you would hear him in the
why?
yes, I remember you overhearing that take and being like, "Wait,
Well,
you
it was
came
the
into the
show,
room
though.
demanding
What
answers."
was the show where somebody has to be pro and somebody has to be anti?
I mean, every show anymore, they don't.
I know, but it was like actually
openly, yes.
set up that way.
Yes.
So that I gave him a grain of salt, which now I don't feel like I should have, but I'm just giving the history,
Yeah,
my personal history, where sometimes in a debate you have to argue a point that you
Yes.
don't want to.
He was always on the wrong side of
I
like,
love data centers.
right. Yeah, no, I mean that it's an exercise in that. I
I
agree.
don't. That was called A, acting, and B, debate.
A, acting, and I, intelligence.
Tough acting to acting.
Boom. John Madden, tough
Did I say
acting,
boom?
tenactin.
What's
He used
that?
to
Is
say,
that athlete's foot?
boom, tough acting, tenactin.
I feel like my whole childhood I had athlete's foot. Is that gross to say?
No, you had a fungal infection that you
Well,
couldn't
I think
deal
it was
with.
from every summer you go to the pool, you get athlete's foot, and you'd have this stuff in the medicine cabinet that you sprayed on. It was
Tenactin.
like the white foam.
Yep.
Tough acting.
Or there was what they would call, I think maybe the same fungus, but in your genitals is like the jock itch.
Well,
You'd
you
get
have that, right?
I've had that.
Do you get the tough acting?
Dick Tactin. No, I forget
I'm
what it's
whacking.
called. There's a specific brand that's for the junk. You could probably use the tenactin on your junk, I guess. You know.
I don't know. I mean, that was hardcore, but you just get that crackly, like weird cracked skin between your toes. But I
It's like
remember that being a
ringworm?
normal part of just like swimming in the summer.
Sure.
It's gross. I'm sure we should have all been in flip flops, but nobody was.
Yeah.
It also reminds me of the steak sauce commercial.
Oh,
A1 Bold. Do you remember?
what do you say? Give me the thing.
That guy goes, you're not going to be able to see, but he touches his neck and he goes, it gets you here and it gets you right here. A1 Bold. Yeah, that's what I'm in the mood for. That was the commercial. It was like an extreme close up of like, I guess, an Italian American man
Yeah. Hey,
somewhere
get
in
you
the
here.
tri-state talking
It was like
about
a
it.
close up of Gandolfini's gabagool.
Well, they want to be
jowls.
like, this guy knows steak sauce.
Sure.
You know?
Of course he does.
But there were so many weird commercials that, again, when my brain worked, they're burned in. They're
Right.
burned in.
I love A1 is just so as a steak sauce.
Yeah.
This idea that like, I mean, I think people were starting to eat just such mediocre cuts of beef that they were like, I want ketchup or something on this. And you're like, well, here's a little something with an extra kick. Because what's the point? If you have good steak, you're not putting sauce on it.
I think a lot of people put sauce.
Well,
I mean,
sauce like
America's whole deal is like putting sauce.
We
on
are a
stuff.
saucy nation.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's funny is it reminds
It was like Grey Poupon.
Yes,
It's like
I was
just
just
like a
thinking
step
of the-
above like,
the, do
the
you have any
sugar
Grey
paste.
Poupon?
yeah.
Um,
Excuse me.
Pardon me.
Pardon me. Do you have any Grey Poupon?
No, but I got some fucking A1.
Yeah, get you here. Get you right here. I think it was like you're a fucking cool ass staking fucking gangster if you eat
Yes.
this shit.
Or
You're
you
like,
a fucking fancy ass like old money motherfucker rolling around getting some Grey Poupon on your shit. Yeah, they're selling a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle.
Oh, that's advertising.
It's not
That's
it's not a
it.
sauce. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's not like a mix of some high fructose corn syrup and salt. It's actually
Vinegar too, is it?
Some
Bacon
vin.
barbecue sauce. A1.
yeah, I mean a good barbecue sauce.
Pepper
but-
sauce.
Yeah, A1 is its own animal, I guess.
Is A1 good? I don't even feel like
I've had it before. No, it's not really.
It's
You know
like
what?
smoky, right?
Smoky, a little wishish. It's not It's very different from barbecue sauce, straight up. I would say
Yes.
there's no real sweetness in there. I don't think.
Well, there's some
There's probably
sweetness, or
sweetness
nobody's
in
eating
everything.
it.
It's a lot of MSG.
Oh, mommy.
Stephen A.
Stephen A.
Stephen A's had
Bring it home,
he's
Stephen
gotten
A.
very much into the political realm.
He put his foot in his
He may
mouth.
be. I mean, a lot of people. There's whispers. There's more than whispers that he's going to run.
For
There's
press,
more. Yes,
which it would be really hard for me not to vote for him, but I obviously can't.
I understand.
Because he's a monster.
He had a ridiculous. The reason the whole thing that made me think of this, that reminded me of this, is that you were saying the vibrator. He had a questionable vibrator comment years ago on First Take. He's now the host of a daily sports talk show on ESPN Sports.
What would
First
be
Take.
not a questionable vibrator comment to make on that show?
I mean,
you can't be saying all that.
No, you can't. Especially not to the female co-host in a way that's because her phone went off or something, and I think he probably got pissy about it. Just vibrate. I don't even think you could hear it. Like, I remember this happening. Well, I remember watching this in real time.
What did he say?
Her phone went, and he said, "Oh, Molly, your phone, like, sorry if I'm something." He called her out being like, "Your phone's ringing or something." She's like, "Well, it didn't ring." And he was like, "No, sorry. Well, I guess it vibrated. You want me to get into the vibrator? I don't want to talk about vibrators here, Molly. You know what I mean?" And immediately went to that. And then he just kept doubling down to the point where she was like,
men use vibrators too.
"Of course.
Men stick shit in their ass,
Of course.
in their pee hole.
You think Stephen A. does?"
I don't know. I mean, he could have something in his taint right now.
He could and should. I think if he did, he'd be a little more mellow.
But will he?
Will he make it?
Will he make it?
Yes, he may have some vibrations, some good vibrations. But anyway, that was like a questionable thing. A hilarious thing the other day is there was a questionable thing where one of the guests on First Take was talking about a player, a French basketball player, at Rudy Gobert, and she was doing like his game has been magnifique. Like, she was kind of doing a little bit of a French.
She was throwing in some French words.
Words.
She speaks a little. Un peu de français.
He's like, "Oh, I didn't even know it. Like, I've lived a charmed life," or something. I'm paraphrasing, but I've never had a French woman, girlfriend, or a French, never dated, however he phrased it. And
I've never bedded a French woman.
I never bedded a French. And then he was like, "Yeah, your French verbiage really turning me on." Which is just, it's way too far and way too much.
That just really,
it's
this day and age,
it's 2026. It's a little
too far for everyone.
It's funny that he's now.
How did everyone react to that?
Poorly. I mean, there's now another woman who's replaced. Molly Cameron left. The old host of the show left. There's another woman, Shay. I forget her name. But it was just the host is a woman, and this woman, and then Stephen A. were the three. They're also on a he's Skyping in, Zooming in, whatever-ing in, and so was she. So it's just a host sitting by herself in the whole studio, and then two talking heads on a video conference. She put her head in her hands, and they kind of laughed it off, which, because we've talked about, your choices there are either go hard, derail the whole segment and the whole show, really, in that moment, to just be like, "I'm sorry, dude. No, what the that's gross. Why we're working. That's unprofessional. It's like way too much."
Turning you.
I was just trying to do a little fun thing because we're trying to get through this bullshit every day.
We're going to castrate you, Stephen A.
Talking about the same 9 things. Yeah, you're like, let's just get your nuts out, get them in the guillotine, allegedly.
Allegedly, for fun, as a joke.
We're going to get,
cake.
your nuts are dragging on the ground.
They're
you're 60
cake.
years old. You're trying to run for president with these old ass balls dragging on the ground. We don't need them.
They're cake pops.
Your cake pops.
It's cake. I can't stop with the cake.
No, but so anyway, your balls are cake. We cut them. Anyway.
Allegedly.
That's your Stephen.
So is he in trouble? Has there been a backlash? Because now it's been
yes,
a day
but
or two.
nothing really touches him. I think he's untouchable at this point. He's like the $90 million man. ESPN just backed up a truck because no one will watch. The thing is, no one watches this shit anymore.
They just love him. There is something lovable about him. That what you just said is disgusting and is just there's no place for that. It's totally unnecessary, and I don't condone it at all. But personality-wise, there's something very likable about Stephen A. Like, there's a reason to me he just keeps like.
I would agree. You know what the
on.
problem is? Everyone turns into a caricature of themselves at a certain point. So I think way back in the day, he had a great NBA column for the Philly Inquirer when I lived in Philly. That's when I first. Coming up, this is now 25 years ago or more.
Yeah, that vintage Stephen
That vintage Stephen
really
A.
hits.
But then he became a talking head personality on the.
And now he just does the Stephen A. thing.
He does, and it's like so it turns and you can see it if you watch these shows every day, which I don't. But sometimes I'll watch like 3 or 4 days in a row and it's tiresome. You know what I mean? It's like, it'd be hard to be a co-host with him because you're like, now Stephen A is going to do his Stephen A thing.
He's going to like scream about something.
About nonsense. Yeah. And be like, no one really believes that you even think this anymore. Anyway, he's going to be our next president. Okay.
What were you saying? This seems like a jump, but I just remembered you were talking about Twilight Zone.
Mm-hmm.
What was it about?
Why did I bring up the Twilight Zone?
Was it Lithgow?
There was something
with
Lithgow. No, that was after. There was some Lithgow. The Twilight Zone prompted something, or no, we went back to it.
You said you've been rewatching it.
I've been rewatching.
Curious what you wanted to say about it.
Well, there was something.
They're not all good.
There's a perspective. You know what? No, they're not. I mean, I would say it's 3. It breaks down into thirds. I think a third of them are really good, and then of that, there's a few that are like, holy shit, kind of, legendary sci-fi stuff. Then there's like a third that's repetitive where you're like, oh, these are kind of the same theme from that other one, but it's just different context. Yeah. And then there's like a third that are just, how the fuck did they produce that and put it out on TV?
This is going to get a lot of hate, but it kind of reminds me of X-Files.
Because
they're all fun, but there's some where you're like, what? They're like, the Jersey Devil just whizzed by. And it's like, what? No, that's not a thing. And then there's ones that are like really compelling and are obviously like analogies about something, Yes.
And there was the fun conspiratorial stuff that was threaded, but then there'd be Monster of the Week style where you're like, this one's all about the Jersey Devil just whizzed by. Yeah, feel it right here.
I feel it here. He bit me here. He bit me right here. Jersey Devil. Yeah, I'm going to marry him. Cool. Stephen A is going to be president. Were we doing a segment?
We were beginning to think about possibly considering Bushy Pushy.
Oh, I love that one.
Which we don't have to go too much further here. We can end on this.
Well, we didn't go far. We didn't even go an inch into the segment. Well, I think we sang the song.
I just want to say this. We did sing the song. All I'll say is this is a one line in print. It just says, Barbara Bush blamed Donald Trump for her heart attack. And that's all. I'll leave it at that.
Which Barbara?
Senior. Because Barbara Jr. stumped for Kamala.
It wasn't like the years of slurping down whole sticks of butter?
No, it wasn't the buttery. It wasn't her buttery.
It wasn't all.
As she was writing her dog novels, her companion piece, ghostwriting and sucking down butters. No, she had congestive heart failure and she
blamed Donald Trump.
Yeah, she got so riled up at because this is back in 2016 now.
Right.
Trump destroyed Jeb on the stage, and then Barbara had a heart attack. So that's all. Barbara Bush.
That would be a fun Farley character.
Yes.
Having another heart attack.
Who played Barbara on SNL? Was there a Barbara?
Nobody ever played Barbara.
No one could really stand up to those pearls.
Yeah. It wasn't like a Janet Reno situation.
Big pearls to fill. I would think it would be, though. Like if they were gonna.
No.
Because she has like a matronly beef about her.
I mean, she's got hips, but I don't think...
She ain't no Reno.
No.
But anyhow, that was just a one-line thing that I saw that just made me be like, that's a funny thing.
That is funny.
For a former first lady to just flat out lay that at his feet.
Yeah. What year was that?
He might not have grabbed my pussy, but he stopped my heart, is what Barbara was thinking.
Wow.
What were you going to say?
Grab him by the aorta.
Grab him.
I said, what year was that?
This was 1912. No, this was 2016. 2016. Because she died. Now, HW, who outlived who? Did Barbara go first?
I think she did, which is weird because she seems a lot healthier. I didn't know about the heart attack than HW. But remember they rolled him out at that, he was on the golf cart and he was like falling off the back. They like tied him to that golf cart.
I do remember.
At the Cowboys game. We've talked about that.
Yes.
And he was alone, so I think she died first.
He died in 2018. He was 94.
Yeah, and she died in 2016. from a heart attack at a Trump rally.
That's right. She was at Butler, actually. Or somehow. No, that would have been
on the roof.
Listen, the timeline doesn't quite add up.
Well, it never does.
But you know, W is 70. He looks incredible for 79. I mean, money, but I see rich people who look like shit at 79.
Men.
Especially men.
Because everybody's like, sure.
Let them, yeah, they can let
Drink
loose.
that pitcher of cream.
Anyway, for 79, Dubs is...
Yeah, I've seen. I
He's
know
a
we already did our
spry
bushy pushy
Sure.
with Barbara. Thank you. That was beautiful, short and sweet. Blames Trump for a heart attack. But I've seen a lot of clips lately because W has been doing Jenna's show.
Jenna's show, yes, of course.
And she's like, things are pretty fucked up in the
Wait, the
country.
Today Show, or like she has her
like
own?
she has a no. It's the whatever she's on. I don't
Today
watch.
Show.
But it's her doing like an interview with her father. And she brings up, wow, it feels really divided. And he has all these little clips that are like,
Bring in
well,
the country.
I'm not worried about it because we've seen a lot of division in the past.
Yeah, people were divided.
And then he's
over
like,
you.
I'm AI.
Right.
You know, like
Maybe
it's
that's why I think he looks great. I probably saw those clips and I was like, oh yeah, this is her speaking to
It's
an
not
AI
real.
generated version of her father.
Also, spoiler for Devil Wears Prada, but it's not a plot point.
Easy.
Devil Wears Prada 2. I saw it first.
Spoiler, there's a second one.
Spoiler. Why did they make it? Spoiler. We don't know. There's like a big fashion event near the end. That's all I'll say. But they're having who's who, and they get to match. Jenna's in there.
Jenna has a cameo. Now that's
It's
fun.
a tiny cameo, and a lot of people do. So I'm not like, she doesn't, again, not at all a spoiler. It's like a microsecond, but you're just like, what?
Wait, give me
the washing we've done of the bushes is crazy.
It is because
She's like the every woman now. What is that?
That's a generational washing. Yeah. What is that?
Yeah. Like you're like, oh, I forgot to get my stuff at the dry cleaners. I'll go back 30 years later and pick it up.
I think you're right. I think I think her getting out there, because yeah, as an every woman,
but that was really good for the bushes. Like your mom loves her.
She loves Jenna. Yes.
Yeah.
And
'Cause
Jenna
I
has
think
also
she
gone
seems
she went
really normal.
apolitical. She's like, I won't now.
She
Barbara,
talks about her kids. She talks about like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Lipstick. What does she talk about?
She talks about lipstick and children.
Yeah. I think other stuff too, though. But it's hard. It's
not
hard
Iraqi children. She doesn't speak of much.
They're gone. They're all gone.
But yeah, she has a lot of like those recipes. She'll give you a rest. She'll give you the coleslaw like you have never had in your life.
Maybe like somebody ran a marathon to raise money for cancer.
Mm-hmm. Yes, very exactly. St. Jude's. She's like, I'm at St. Jude's and I'm feeling good. It's like things like that. Like
St. Jude's.
Here's some raisins in the
coleslaw.
coleslaw.
Amazing right now.
I feel better than I've ever felt around all these cancerous children.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, but yeah, that is.
You don't realize how healthy you are, how strong until you're walking around at St. Jude's.
Until you walk the halls of St. Jude's, yes. Even I would
Gorgeous.
feel strong and virile. No. But you know what I mean.
Yeah. Vital.
Vital, I meant to say.
Love.
I didn't mean to make a chasm. No, prism, excuse me.
I prismed in my pants.
Prismed in my pants. All right. So, yeah, Jenna has...
Prismed in my shorts. You have shorts on.
Jenna went apolitical. Barbara Jr. went the way of the Cheneys even and openly stumped
She's
for
out
Kamala.
in Wyoming?
She's out in Wyoming. I think Barbara
She's in Maine.
Jr.
Barbara's in Maine, and she had a kid.
Barbara's in Maine, had a child. She's married to a screenwriter.
Oh, wow.
A Hollywood screenwriter. Which explains her lib leanings now.
Is she lib?
Well, she was big on reproductive rights, I believe. Planned Parenthood. So I think she very much veered away from the family in that regard, and then stumped for Kamala. But again, Dick Cheney was stumping for Kamala, so that was all fair game. But not Jenna. Jenna stays out of the weeds. 2-pump stump. Jenna is the every woman, and she is killing it at that apparently because
she's in Devil Wears Prada too.
Tell me we'll end on these spoilers. Tell me the three in that you said there were so many cameos. What are some like fun cameos that you liked?
No.
You're not spoiling.
Well, I won't do any plot spoiler, just random cameos.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because they want like the fashion events to feel real, so they'll actually just pepper them with real famous
sense.
people. I'm trying to think of other cameos I remember. I won't say the big one because that is a
Oh my God, there's a big one.
Well, there's a big one that may or may not be in the ads. I just didn't know about it, so it'd be funny if I'm like
So it was
protecting it and
Delight,
everybody
okay.
knows. Who else along the lines of Jenna Bush Hager?
Jenna Bush Hager.
That's her name.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't remember. That just stood out to
Yeah.
me because to me it felt like one of these is not like the others are like famous models,
Right.
like from the 80s or something.
That feels like the
And
move
then-
where people do, like you just said, that they try to make it real. So they'd be like, oh, well, if this was like a real event within the movie,
It's weird that I can't
it would
remember
be
one
Jenna.
other person. Though,
you
besides her.
just looked off. And
Justin Theroux is in it. That's not a cameo.
Stanley Tucci is just a big
love
character
Stanley
in it. So he's
Tucci.
not a
Yeah, he's
cameo.
massive.
He's
That's
part
not
in
a
the first
cameo.
one.
Hello, yeah.
I didn't see it.
That's weird because you've seen everything and I've seen nothing, but now I've seen it and you haven't.
You've seen 2 of these and I've seen none of these.
Yeah, I'm
I
going
need to
for
watch.
a third. I don't care if they make it.
If you see 3 before I see 1, I will.
Okay.
Love
bye.
you. Take good care.
Love you.
Sonny came
See you
home.
on the runway. Breakfast at Tiffany's.
I think I may remember a film.
I recall we both kind of liked it.
That's not the way I see it.
Harry Potter 1. Revenge of the
Revenge of Poodletorf.
Dumbledore.
Poodletoot.
Poodletoot?
Lithgow, your Poodletoot.
Lithgow, you're dead to me.
There's something on the wing of this plane.